YouTube. I'm going to very quickly do my tag video. I was tagged by beauties and everything to do a quick tag video, so I'm going to do that right now. I'm not quite sure exactly if I'm supposed to answer these questions like when Jaden was younger or as they pertain to him now. So I'm just going to go ahead and answer them like as they pertain to him now at 15 months. Because, you know, I guess that would be most useful for my viewers, because a lot of my viewers have kids his age. So, I'm supposed to give advice in these different categories, and the first one is bath time. So, for Jaden right now, my biggest advice I can give is fill the bathtub up before you even tell him that you're giving him a bath. Because if not, he sits there and screams and cries. Well, he doesn't really scream and cry, but, you know, he finds bath, so he'll be at the bathtub going, bath, 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 and like trying to climb in over the bathtub to get into the water when the water's not ready yet. So my biggest advice is go ahead and get the bathtub all ready before you even let him know he's getting a bath. That way, it's just so much easier, I've found. And also, I also agree with getting your towel ready, getting your lotions ready, getting all that stuff, getting the diaper you're going to put on him out and laid out and ready, so that as soon as you get him out of the bathtub, what I do is I wrap him up in a towel and I bring him in here into the bedroom, lay him on the bed, and that's where all of our stuff is, and that's where I get him ready at. An advice for lotioning up. My biggest advice is I make sure I have something, a little toy or something for Jaden to hold while I'm lotioning him, because if not, he's like sticking his hands everywhere trying to touch the lotion. And that way, it keeps him laying still, and that way I can get it on him real well. Of course, I warm the lotion up in my hands before I put it on him. And I also, my biggest advice, especially for Jaden, he has eczema. So my biggest advice for any baby that has eczema or anyone baby that has dry skin is to put lotion on their entire body as soon as they get out of the bathtub, and before bed, coat their bottom with a diaper rash cream or I cannot talk. Petroleum jelly, or just any kind of rash ointment, anything that's going to protect their skin overnight. Because of course Jaden doesn't wake up during the night, so I don't change him. So it's best to prevent diaper rash before it even happens. So I always put cream on him before bedtime, diaper rash cream on him before bedtime, so that it protects his skin against the wetness throughout the night. Advice for a diaper change. Once again, I have to have something for Jaden to hold in order for him to sit still while I'm changing him. So I'll give him a little toy or something, and I'll have my diaper out already ready. I'll have the wipes out, and so that I can do it as quick as possible, because he does not like to sit still as soon as you lay him down. He's trying to flip over and try to climb off the dresser. So I give him a toy to hold, and I have all my stuff ready to go, and I just do it very quickly like that. Advice for playtime. That's a good one. Right now, Jaden's really into puzzles, which are very, they're good for hand-eye coordination, getting them into the right spot and everything. He has some big chunky puzzles for babies that have the big peg that you hold on to and you put them in like that. He's really liking those right now. What I've noticed, like when he's doing things like that, or like if he's trying to doing shape sorting, putting the right shape in the right hole, or putting a ring on a stick or anything like that, my biggest advice is let them do it themselves. But the moment you see them starting to get frustrated with themselves, that's when you need to go in and help them before they get frustrated and throw it down and go on to something else. So I sit back and I try to watch him, but then when he looks like he's struggling a little bit and he needs help and he's starting to get frustrated, I'll step in and I'll help him. And that way he doesn't get discouraged over whatever he's doing, and that seems to be working well. Also, another good advice about playtime I can give is swapping out their toys, like rotating their toys out. That way he's not, I just now started doing that. I actually got the idea from another YouTube mom, Grace, if you're watching this, and it's been working really well. Like toys that he wasn't playing with before, that have kind of were like laying down in his baskets, I have got a piece of furniture to put them on. That way he can like see them and get to them a lot easier, and I've noticed he's been playing with them a lot more. So like toys that I were going to give away because he just wasn't playing with, now that I'm rotating them out and setting them out where he can get to them really easily, he's playing with them a lot more, which is really awesome. Advice for sleeping. The best advice I can give for sleeping is make bedtime a routine. Like read them a story, trying to get them to wind down. We've kind of gotten away from that. We really need to get back into doing that. Like read a story, then brush your teeth, then come and get your stuffed animals. He loves to sleep with a stuffed tiger and a stuffed puppy dog. So we get those and we go lay down and we kind of just snuggle together until he falls asleep. So just the best thing to do is have a routine. That way, you know, your child kind of knows it's bedtime and knows, you know, what happens next. Advice for feeding. For him right now, I have to make sure that the food is cooled down before he even sees it. Like if he's eating something hot, I try to make sure it's cooled down before he even sees it, because if not, just like the bathtub thing, he is crying and wanting it in his mouth right now, and he just gets frustrated because I've got to cool it down first. So a good piece of advice is to go ahead and have it cooled down before he even gets put in his high chair. And also I have to cut his food up right now because he's going through the stage where he just wants to take, like, say I give him like a banana or something, he tries to like shove the whole banana in his mouth. So I have to cut him up in pieces to where I know it's going to be safe for him to put in his mouth. Another good feeding advice would be, if they're eating grapes, to cut them in half or even in fourths if they're really big, because the skin can be a choking hazard. So I cut his grapes, I just cut them with scissors, and that seems to work really well. I just cut them in half, and that way, that's the way he eats them. And then advice for going out. Right now, Jaden has to have snacks wherever we go, whether it be a little cup of Cheerios or something to keep him occupied or keep him from crying and being hungry. So I can't leave the house without bringing Cheerios or something healthy for him to snack on. And when we're going out, we have to make sure, this has just started, we have to make sure that when we go to restaurants, he has something to keep him occupied while we're waiting, because he loses patience very quickly now. Before he used to be so good at just, you know, sitting there in his high chair waiting for the food to come, but now he gets a little more antsy. So we're going to start like putting books or something in his diaper bag to take with us while he's waiting to go eat and things like that. So that's my advice. Hope it helps. I'll see you guys later.
I think I might